What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, and I'm back with another video, man. And you already know what I need you to do. Hit the subscribe, hit the like, hit the notification bell because it does go a long way with helping out the channel. Man, if it's your first time, welcome to Hold My Nuts Podcast. We talk about everything semen retention and no fap. If you pulled up on this channel today, I already know why you're here, man. You're tired of the status quo. You're tired of getting manipulated and dominated by women. I understand, but you're in the right place, man. If you already been rocking with your boy, you already know the love is real. Guys, you really want to watch this video all the way through because we got to talk about King Solomon, man. We got to talk about King Solomon, man. I mean, if there's an example in the Bible about something that we can, glean from and get inspiration from and get insight from, it has to be King Solomon, because the Bible says he was the wisest man that ever walked the face of the earth. And we all know the story. My dude had 700 wives. He had 300 concubines, which means that my dude was getting it in. He was really getting it in. King Solomon was getting it in. He made Hugh Hefner look like Screech from Saved by the Bell, bro. If you ever watch Saved by the Bell, we all know how Screech got down. Hugh probably has maybe 15, 20 girls in the Playboy Mansion. In the day's time, that's like, okay, yeah, that's a lot. Everybody, fantasize about going to the Playboy Mansion and, living that Hugh Hefner lifestyle. Solomon had 700 wives. He got married 700 times. 700 wives, bro. 300 concubines. Now, concubines, these are kind of like, these are jump offs for the most part. So he has 1,000 women at his disposal. Solomon was not retaining, to say the least. King Solomon was not retaining. He was releasing. You got to think about this, man. Imagine having 1,000 wives. Imagine having 300 concubines. Imagine having 1,000 women at your disposal at any given time. Every time you had an urge, you can just go release in one of 1,000 different women. He couldn't have remembered all of these women, man. I'm pretty sure he was walking down the hallways and was like, "Hey, what was your name again? Yeah, come see me later. Yeah, come holler at me." The Bible says that Solomon was the wisest man that pretty much ever walked the face of the earth. Now, let me give you a little backdrop on King Solomon. Solomon took over reign of Israel after his father, David, died. We all know David. I did a video on David. But now we about to talk about Solomon. He took over. So when he takes over, he's probably anywhere between 11 to 14 years old. So Solomon's young. He's really young. And now he's taking over this massive amount of people that he has to govern. He has to discern between good and evil. And he has to judge righteously. And as a young man, he doesn't know how to do that. So what does he do? He offers up a very, very, very large sacrifice. We're talking 1,000 bulls. Imagine 1,000 bulls on altars slaughtered. Imagine that, 1,000 bulls. This offering is so great. God comes and visits Solomon that night in a dream. He comes. He's like, "Yo, I see the sacrifice. What's up? What do you need from me?" Solomon says, "Man, listen. I don't know whether I'm coming or going. This is a massive people. You dealt favorably with my father David. You was with him. But I'm taking over now, and I really don't know what I'm doing. So I'm asking you for wisdom to be able to govern your people and to be able to judge righteously. I'm asking you for that wisdom because I have no idea what I'm doing. The Bible says that God was pleased with Solomon because he asked, for wisdom, and he didn't ask for the head of his enemies. He didn't ask for riches. He didn't ask for prolonged life. He asked for wisdom. And God said, you know what? I'm going to give you this wisdom, but I'm also going to give you riches and honor because these are not things that you asked for. So God gave him everything. Everything he could have imagined. Solomon had it. How can a man with such wisdom fall from grace? How can a man with such wisdom get manipulated and fall for women that make him turn from his God and build altars for his wives to make sacrifices to their gods after all that God had done for him? How can a man with that kind of wisdom fall into a trap? How could he get caught up? These women really did a number on King Solomon, the wisest man to ever walk the face of the earth. This dude knew everything. He could rightly discern between good and evil. God was with him. He had an innate knowledge of divine wisdom that was bestowed upon him. But yet, he fell to these foreign women who got him to turn his heart against God and to resurrect these altars for his wives to make sacrifices on. How does this happen with that kind of wisdom? He was drawn away by his own lust and enticed. Solomon put his wisdom aside. He said, you know what? Let me just not be wise in this particular moment. Let me put this wisdom aside. He puts his wisdom aside. I'm going to let that chill over there in the corner. I'm going to fulfill this sexual appetite. I'm going to give in to these urges. He was taken away by the beauty of these foreign women. He just had a thing for foreign women. He just loved them so much to the point to where he would get with these women and they would convince him. How is a foreign woman, convincing the king of Israel, who has all the wisdom one could ever want bestowed upon them? The V-Box. We ain't no different from King Solomon because we all have wisdom too. We might not have wisdom to the level of King Solomon, but you have wisdom. You know right from wrong. You have an understanding of what you're forsaking when you decide to dabble in these sexual things that are going to lead you down a dark path. God told Solomon, he said, listen, man, don't get involved with these foreign women because they're going to turn your heart against me. They're going to have you idol worshiping. And when that happens, I'm going to bring down the hammer. So God is warning him, like, listen, bro, don't do it. Don't go after these women. You have enough wisdom to be able to garner any and everything you want. Forsake these women. Because if you don't, they're going to turn your heart against me. And I'm going to depart from you. And I'm going to rise up enemies against you. We're living that same type of life right? We're going about our daily lives and we have wisdom. We know what to do. We are experiencing the benefits of semen retention. We know what it's like to have high energy. We know what it's like to have that aggression. We know what it's like for all of our emotions to be harmonized. We know what it's like to walk into a grocery store or to the mall or wherever we're going, and we can feel that female attraction. But we have the ability to be able to accept it for what it is and keep it moving. That's power. We know the power of semen retention. We got the glow. We're walking around with the glow. Testosterone levels on fleek. We know what it's like. we're making moves. We're going over our goals. We're doing what we're supposed to be doing as men. We're elevating. We understand the benefits. We're experiencing the benefits of walking uprightly and not just releasing our seed here and there and everywhere. Solomon knew what he had. He knew he had divine wisdom. He knew that because of his wisdom, there was nothing that he wasn't going to be able to do. No one he would be able to not be able to conquer. God said, just stay away from these women, bro. Because if you holler at these women, they're going to turn your heart. Because you're going to start thinking with your little head and not with your big head. And that's what happened. Solomon started thinking with the little head and not with the big head. And that's exactly what we're faced with each and every day we step out the house. Each and every time we pick up the cell phone and we get on these social media apps, this is what we're faced with. Every time we turn on the television, this is what we're faced with. But you know what they say, where there's smoke, there's fire. So when you see these women out here, you know they don't worship the God you worship. You know that they're not following the same rules, laws, and regulations that you are following. They're not living a righteous lifestyle, man. And you're the guy, you're the man navigating through this world, and you're the one who has to fight against these vices. And you see these women half dressed, half naked. You see these women flirting and talking to all these different guys. You see them doing all these different things, but yet you're enticed by them. We're enticed by them. Solomon was enticed by them. So he takes off his wisdom. He puts his wisdom to the side. He said, you know what, man, I'll be wise another day. I ain't going to be wise today, right? I'm going to feel these urges, right? I'll be wise tomorrow, but the day, you know what I'm saying? I think that's a lot of time what happens. Because we know what we know, we feel like we can actually do something. And because we do have that wisdom in the back of our mind, we can go ahead and execute that wisdom at will. And we can fix whatever situation we're in. So, you know, it ain't going to hurt if I just knock her off. It ain't going to hurt if I just whack off one time, watching some porn. You know, I'll get back right tomorrow. This is what Solomon's saying, man. I'm going to get back right tomorrow. Right? I'm going to knock about 5 of these girls out today, man. But, you know, I'm going to get back right. You know, man, she fine. She really fine. I know she worship some old crazy God and whatnot. But now, you done gave into her. You done gave into the V-Box. And you like what you feeling. You like, dang, okay. Oh, you know what? Let me hit that one more time. 2 more times, 3 more times. Oh, get your friend. Oh, you know what? I'm going to marry all of y'all. You know what I'm saying? And now you're enticed and you're trapped. That's what we're doing. We get a girl, you know, we shouldn't even be messing with this girl. We already seen how she was living, but we done got entangled. We done got a little entanglement, right? That's what Will Smith said. We got a little entanglement. Got a little situation going on. But now we like what we're experiencing and we're compromising our integrity as a man. We're compromising our integrity. And because we're compromising our integrity, we begin to adopt the ways of these foreign women, or these women who are foreign. Their beliefs are foreign to what we believe and hold dear. That's what Solomon was doing. Solomon was building altars for his wives so they could worship other gods, bringing judgment on Israel. When we, in our own little way, build these altars for these women, meaning making concessions for these women to be able to be how they are and do what they do, and we say, okay, we're okay with that. We're setting things up so they can be comfortable, and we're compromising our integrity as a man. You messed up. Because now what you're doing is you're participating in their practices. You're doing just what Solomon did. You're doing just what Solomon did. Participating in their practices. You've exchanged your integrity for some soft legs, for some squeezy beezies, for that long hair, that pretty face, that thin waist. You traded your integrity for it. And not just one, but 2, 3, 4. Now you're releasing. So now your integrity's gone and your energy is going with it. Your emotions are going with it. Your heart is going with it. Your whole essence is going with it. Now, the things that are truly important, you cannot focus on because you're entangled. You're entangled in this web of wickedness. You're entangled. And it's hard to get out. It's hard to get out because you got these spiritual cobwebs all over you. Your mind is being marred by these wicked things to the point to where you can't even appeal to the wisdom that you once had. Now it's just a matter of you just know things, but you don't have the power to actually put the wisdom that you have into practice because you traded it for the V-Box. We've all done that. If you're new to this channel, maybe that's what you're doing right now. If you are practicing and following semen retention, then these are the temptations that we are faced with every single day. Don't trade your integrity for these women. Do not be manipulated like King Solomon. He gave us all of the wisdom that we needed in order to partake on this journey. You read the Proverbs, it tells you to stay away from these women because they're going to lead you down a trap. I did a video maybe a week ago, 2 weeks ago, about not giving your energy to these women, not giving your vigor because they bring kings to ruin. So Solomon is saying, listen, man, I'm the wisest that ever walked the face of the earth. If I fail, brother, and I had 700 wives, 300 concubines, and that wasn't enough for me. I still had to have more and more and more because I was being drawn away by my own lust and enticed. I traded my wisdom, I traded my integrity for some soft female voices, for some legs, for some toes, for whatever it is. I traded it for that. Guys, don't do this. Don't trade your integrity. Don't trade the benefits that you're experiencing on semen retention for this girl you know's a thought. You gotta wait for the Lord, man. Wait. Don't get manipulated. Don't be dominated. Wait your turn. Wait for the right situation. And you're going to eat the fruits of righteousness. Or you could be like Solomon and you have to tell another young lad about what path not to go down because you're speaking from experience. I don't want to be that dude. I don't want to be that dude who had it and then came to ruin because of a woman, and now I'm giving my wisdom to some other young man. Like, bro, don't do it because I've been there, I've done that. This woman or these women brought me to ruin. How many dudes, should have made it to the pros, but they couldn't stop sleeping around? Should have been doctors, should have been lawyers, should have started a huge big businesses, but they wasn't able to do it because they were so focused on women. How many guys should have got that scholarship to go to college, to do whatever it is they were really good at, but they couldn't because of, girls held them down. Guys, let's learn from King Solomon. He already told us what to do. This Hold My Nuts podcast, man, like this video, man, push this information out there, subscribe, hit that notification bell. If you rocking with this, hit that notification bell, man. I'ma holler at y'all in the next video, man. Peace. I love y'all.